time for the ride home in ENC.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is your 5 o'clock drive with Patrick Johnson.
Holy mackerel!
More news, more interviews, more ECU stories than you can shake a stick at. Hey, stop shaking that stick. This is the Patrick Johnson Show.
Pirates win! Pirates win!
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Nice to have you with us here. It is the Great P-Man. This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game, 94.3thegame.com online, and on your mobile device with the IBX Media app, free for download, Google Play, and App Store. Pirates dropped the season opener to the Wolfies of NC State. Boy, have I never seen a group of fans that feels like they're going nowhere. And that's NC State, despite the win. You'd have thought they lost. I mean, 17-0, it was like, ooh. But the Pirates were able to hang tough, stage a comeback. Lots to digest here. Philip the Ref Pilkington was on hand with pregame coverage and lasting through the postgame on the network. So a long day for Pilk. You know, you were there. I was not. So how was the atmosphere? I want to start there. I mean, we'll get into things with Top 5. And Andrew Bays will be with us, who did a fantastic job on the network yesterday. Bays and I are actually going to be working together tonight on Friday Night Rivals television up in the Triangle Market. But let's just get your thoughts on just kind of the atmosphere and the day that was leading up to when you guys went on the air.
Packed house. You know, we got in there around 2:30. There were already people in the parking lots. We were running into some Pirate fans that we know in the parking lots. And the second the gates opened at 5:30, there was a mad sprint to the student section. There were some darn good 40 times by some of the NC State students, and the atmosphere was loud, man. It was energetic. It was a nervousness loud in that fourth quarter, but I thought especially midway through the third when they knew they needed to will their team, it was very loud. Student section, half of them didn't leave at halftime like another student section we know. Yes, I'm calling you guys out. Don't leave at halftime this year. Campbell, okay, maybe other games you need to stay. But, yeah, no, I thought it was a great atmosphere, great crowd. Pirates fans showed up. There were 3 sections that were 100% Pirates. The upper deck that was not 100% Pirates was close to 50-50, and then you saw some blend, kind of everywhere else other than obviously the student section.
The Patrick Johnson Show alums, Ben B-Baby Byram and Chris Cook, big TV star now on WITN, Cookie, as we know him as. What was that?
I don't know. That was on your end. You hit 2 buttons.
I did. I must have. Hang on. There we go.
There's Cookie.
There is Cookie. Cookie was in full pirate form last night. That's all I'm going to say.
Ben sent me some pictures.
I got a video. I got a picture. I said, guys, just don't get locked up.
Yeah. I was trusting Ben to hold him back. I told Ben, hold him back for me.
Papa Bear, Ben Baby Byram, in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Again, I think this goes back to Philip. If we're talking just the generalities, this should be a regular game. I don't know if every year is the regularity, but there should be, and I do believe it should be an early season deal. It gives everybody something to look forward to. And I don't hate it on a Thursday night. I mean, if this were in Greenville last night, it'd have been a fantastic, what a way to kind of start and get the students involved by doing it ahead of the holiday weekend. I think it makes too much sense. Now, look, I understand it's going to be a minute before the Pack and Pirates are on the docket or what have you. But if you look at the years coming up in the 2030s, I mean, it makes too much sense.
Every other year
for these two to play.
At absolute worst, every other year.
Yeah, and I have no problem going to play it in Charlotte at some point.
Sure, why not?
Rotate it into Charlotte.
Yeah. There's a lot of fans down there for both schools. Yeah.
I mean, do a 5-game series. 2 in Greenville, 2 in Raleigh, 1 in Charlotte. I have no qualms with that whatsoever.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
make us the schedule makers. This is our bid to be the schedule makers right here.
Make the Patrick Johnson Show the schedule making entity. All right, so clearly concerns the inability at all to run the football. And it wasn't like NC State has this dominant situation up front. It's just mano-a-mano. The offensive line, I had my concerns about the offensive lines. And just some of the things that, I thought, okay, we got to figure this out. That is one of the areas. Do you think it was the defense, or was it Dave Doran's putting the handcuffs on his offensive coordinator that caused the Pirates to have their defense look a lot better in the second half?
I thought it was a little bit of both. A little bit of both. I think the defense stepped it up. I think the defense came out, got punched in the mouth, got
I'm
a little
pleased
shell
with the
shocked.
defense.
And I think they responded. I think it spoke to our defense maturity. I don't think they played a good half of football, but I think due to the age of our defense, they didn't go out there. They weren't pointing fingers in the locker room. Tegan Wilk talked about it after the game. Hey, look, everybody had confidence.
He was
Nobody
great.
was scared. And I think, did they take the foot off the gas a little bit? Sure, but he didn't want to go out there, make a mistake, and then put his job on the line. He almost put his job on the line by getting too conservative. So I don't know.
That kicker kick. What a terrible.
Yeah, poor kid.
And then I'll say this. I liked our punter.
Great hang time, great distance. Andrew and I were really mostly Andrew.
Right.
I brought it up to him, and he reiterated.
I'm not all. We'll just get into this with this because there's certain things within that happen in the top five. We'll get into.
Yeah.
So why don't we just jump to that now? One other thing before we get going. Rose won last night. And we aired that on 102.7. So thanks to everybody at IBX Media for getting that done. They actually jumped out 24-0 and looked really, really good. Had some guys banged up and then wound up holding on for the win over Washington. And that final was 38-14. All right, we got ball tonight too, and if we have time, we'll tell you about what the IBX stations are airing tonight. Doug Martin, by the way, Pilk, our old friend.
I watched some of it.
Regular contributor. He did a hell of a job with that offense in the first half. They've got a good quarterback. He probably will not be at Elon next year.
No, they look good.
But Duke, just kind of overwhelmed him with talent eventually. So, all right, let's do top five.
This may very well be our last mission. Let's make it count.
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
It's impossible.
Now some stories you may have heard.
You ready?
Or catch it for the first time. This is your 5 at 5 with the P-Man.
Welcome into our 5 at 5 here on this Friday. Hang on. We've got a special guest joining us for the 5 at 5 today. Patrick doesn't even know about this. Welcome, B-Baby Ben Byram, to the show.
Oh, my God.
The return.
Oh,
it's like a Royal
man.
Rumble surprise entrant.
Man! Oh, my God. Why didn't you? Oh, this is the best.
I wanted your natural reaction. I wasn't giving you any hints.
Man. I am so happy. You couldn't have made me any more happy. Ben.
I told you, Ben, that he would be ecstatic.
Oh,
It's good to
wow.
be back. It's great to be back.
Oh, my God. Look at Ben. You look like a middle-aged truck driver with that mustache and that shirt, but that's
well, I'm a
okay.
dad now, so the looks changed
you are
a little
dad.
bit. Yeah.
You are Papa Bear.
Yeah.
Indeed you are. Oh, my God. What did you think of the game last night, Ben?
It was great. There was a good Pirate turnout. We pretty much dominated all the corners in the upper deck, which is,
right.
Kind of a weird thing to, brag about. But, there was a good turnout. I feel like that was the seats that was allocated to Pirate fans anyway. So, it was great. The NC State fans, you would think they would be obnoxious, but they were very
they cool?
accommodating. Yeah, they were cool. They were cool. Actually, I would say part of this is because I was tainted being with Cookie. But I would say the Pirate fans were way more obnoxious, and NC State fans kept their cool. They know this means a lot to us. So. And you saw the videos of pictures of Cookie.
I saw the videos. Yeah. I saw. Is Cookie all right? Is Cookie still with us?
He's still alive. Okay. Yeah. He made it out.
I'll tell you what.
Somehow.
He was not Chris Cook reporting last night.
He was
not
Chad
Mr.
Carson.
Reporter. He was Chad Carson last night.
So was he drinking
Yes.
Trulies? Because
That's a
according to
deep
your
cut.
He
sign,
was drinking Trulies. Believe it or not,
goodness.
I'm not making a joke there or trying to be funny. He was really drinking Trulies. Yeah. He there was a bunch of
this is some deep cuts going on here, but I love it.
yeah.
If you told me Ben was here today, I'd just have let you two do the show. Well, I would have wanted to be a part of it, but this is just we should have just canceled everything today and just talked to Ben for the next hour.
No.
We've been planning this for 2 or 3 days now. I'm like, you've got to come on.
Oh man, you don't know. I hope you see the joy on my face. This has made me so happy. It really has.
I'm such an amateur. I'm not camera ready. I got like this wire sticking out here.
You look well. I mean, consider that we're not all working at big time stations like you, Mr. Byram. I mean, I'm sure down at the TV station where you are an Emmy nominated producer and director and what have you, you don't have wires hanging everywhere like we do here in the slums of Radio Land. So, all right, Ben actually likes the top 5.
I love it.
So, he's been texting me once a week about the top 5.
This is great. This is great because we get hot takery from Ben B. Baby Byram on the top 5.
Fan on YouTube,
this is making my day. I love this. Here we go.
That would be the number 1.
All right, what's number 1 of the top 5 at 5 today? I can't wait for this now.
Number 1 is Caton Hauser takes us through the final play and the decision and just kind of what the team saw.
We knew they were going to play man coverage. We're going to get O on the flat, get them a crack, and try to get them a one-on-one. And they just made a good play, made a good tackle on the perimeter. So, I mean, props to them making a good play on that play.
I don't like the play call.
I didn't mind it.
Because it was not anything going forward.
Hated it.
I understand what they were trying to set up. I understand it was there, but I do not like the play call at all. In fact, I'd have less of a problem if you ran that play on 3rd down.
I feel like if he catches the ball with momentum going forward, like if Caton didn't have to rush the throw, you trust your 260-pound tight end to fall forwards over a corner. But the corner read it perfect.
But you
what are you going to run it up the middle?
The game's on the line. Go vertical a little bit. I'm not saying you have to throw for the end zone, but I think on one of those last 2 plays, they should have thrown for the end zone.
Well, it was like a screen pass, like you said, Patrick, like no forward progress there, and you knew it's 4th and 1.
4th and 1
on a screen pass. You knew they were going to be playing blanketed like press man coverage. Like, what did they expect to happen there? He can't get yacked. There's no separation. I hated the play call. I heard a lot of Pirate fans saying like, if it would have worked, it would have been a genius one. I'm like, no, there's no scenario where that was a good play call.
They cracked the guy who made the tackle was guarding the wide receiver. The wide receiver cracked the slot corner who's guarding the tight end, and what their hope was is that he would go with the receiver because they were in man, go with the X because they were in man, or if not, Riles would have caught it and fell forward. But it was just such a rush.
It was also to the shorter side. It was also the shorter side of the field. See, I think if you're going to do anything out on the edges in that scenario, you give yourself the most amount of room.
You need space.
Because you might be able to string out enough to dart ahead since you only need a yard. I'd have gone the other way with some. Now, if they, the little misdirect, all right, we're going that way, we're going to turn around and crazy, but I would have had no problem with that.
It did look like it was supposed to be an RPO, but he had decided to throw it once he saw the pre-snap coverage. Because if you look at the linemen, they're run blocking, and he did kind of put it in the running back's gut, but it was so quick because there was the kid coming off the edge that he knew if he put it in there in full, it was going to get batted down. So it really looked like an RPO to me.
I don't know what the play calling duties look like in situations like that. I don't know if it's John David Baker or if it's Blake Harrell, but I chalk it up
I think
to
it's all JDB.
Yeah, I chalk it up. If it was a Blake Harrell call, it was just simply coaching experience. Dave Doran, the biggest dork in college football, I don't expect him to, make it past the season. But at the end of the day, he's got more experience than Blake Harrell, and Blake Harrell he's a first-time head coach. I mean, big game. His first game is the committed full-time head coach. I just chalked it up to experience. It was not a great call. But if it's John David Baker making that call, I'm a little concerned because I did not love that. I would have even loved it wasn't working, but a halfback draw, I could understand that. Or even a quarterback sneak. I mean, it's just 1 yard.
Just something to get. I mean, and look, 300, what was it, close to 350 in the bowl game on the ground.
Yeah.
They stayed committed to the run game. They tried all this stuff with the jet sweeps and what have you.
Working.
A lot of that was they were just trying to get something going in the run game.
Yeah.
I mean, so I get you want to establish the run. You're trying to get something going, but I think in that case there, it's a little better. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's better if you're like you said, Ben. Just hand it. We're going to go up in the middle, see if we can beat them on this one play.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that they were talking about being aggressive had they scored a touchdown. All right. What up, Pilk? Yes.
I was just gonna say if they're gonna do any sort of run up the middle, I would have wanted like QB power, like bring one of the tight ends in motion, snap the ball, have him take off, and just have Caden just barrel behind him.
Caden, he had a nice read option play like during that drive, that final drive.
Yeah,
he was making it work with his legs. So I mean, I wouldn't have hated it. It would have made a lot of sense. Like I think a lot of Pirate fans didn't expect to win that game. I guess it depends on who you talk to. You know how Pirate fans are, but
right.
At the end of the day, I could have lived with it, and I really hated that play call. It kind of concerns me a little bit.
Yeah. All right. I love that we have been B-Baby Byram back in the house today for the Patrick Johnson Show. Top 5 at 5.
Number 2.
All right. What do we got number 2?
All right. Blake Carroll says the team would have gone for the win in the 2-point conversion had they scored a touchdown.
The final drive down there, driving down the field, the chance to tie it up. We were actually had planned on going for 2. And get stopped on 4th down there, and they saw it out, went cover 0, double edge pressure there, and just couldn't get a good ball there into Serio and get across the line there.
Hey, I like it. People are bitching about the reverse. People are complaining about the fake punt. All these, but I like the idea that you're doing some things to be a little creative, a little aggressive, swashbuckling, if you will. And I like the idea. I was actually watching the end of the game with the one and only Dom Kasolki, who was on the edge of his seat. And Dominic and I were talking. I said, if we score here, do you go for 2, Dom? I said, I had no knowledge of this. But to me, you go for 2. And that's what apparently they were planning on doing. It's the old Logan mantra. So I like it.
I love the aggressiveness in that whole game because, let's face it, that's probably going to be the toughest opponent we play all year. There's some arguable ones, but I believe that's going to be the toughest one you're going to play. And that's one of those games where you got to be aggressive, especially in a rivalry game, opening on the road, And it didn't always work, but there was, that fake punt. That was awesome. I loved it. I love the creativity. You need to do that in these games when you know you're going to be outmatched and get a little creative, and I didn't mind it. Normally, it would be something where what are we doing here? But at the end of the day, you're outmatched. You got to try something. You got to catch them. Keep them off their toes a little bit, and it worked to some degree, and sometimes it didn't.
And you got guys that are starters here, and this is from a pretty good, reliable, observant source.
You're a journalist. I fancy you a journalist.
I fancy me a journalist.
Marconi award nominee.
Marconi nominated, yes. That's only happened since I've been back in the mornings. But they got guys making 10 times what we, and that's only going to get.
It's going to get worse.
That's only going to get worse in the future. So you need to do some things that are a little bit on the trick play side.
Absolutely.
That are in a little bit of the aggressive side. Hey, we scored a touchdown. We're down 1. Because look, their kicker wasn't going to make a field goal to beat you. No way in hell he was going to.
No, yeah, he was stumped a little bit. See, that's the fun of being an ECU fan on the road. You generally believe that you affected the kicker a little bit. Cookie was standing up and telling all the fans to get up. He's like, "We're helping, guys, we're helping." And then it didn't help that he immediately missed a kick after that, and Cookie was losing it.
I wish. You should have just filmed all this and montaged it.
I should have vlogged the whole thing, yeah.
That could have been our whole show.
It was awesome.
Be sorry if you're listening on radio. Please go home and pull this up on video. It's a montage of Cookie.
He was towing the line a little bit of being belligerent. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Y'all saw the video.
We need to get Cookie on sometime next week for equal time, Pill.
He's a busy man. I guess you got to book him.
I know. You got to. He's very busy.
He charges a bookie fee. He's like George Costanza.
He probably does. He probably does. The great Ben Byram is here. Patrick Johnson, Philip Pilkington. Top 5. What number are we on? Are we on 7?
On 3.
What
this
number
is
are we on?
This is 3, and this is your soundbite.
Is this the Dave Dorn or is this the other soundbite? Are we not doing Dave Dorn?
We're doing Dorn, I think. This is your third one. I've got
the
only one I've got left.
Soundbite. Okay.
I've got my 5th one left. It's the NFL thing. We're just saving that for the back end.
Okay.
That's
all right. Here we
go.
go.
Got the next
Door number 3.
All right. Behind door number 3 is look. We took a bunch of calls this morning on Talk of the Town. We got some NC State fans calling us. You'd have thought they lost. That's how upset about this whole thing they are with Dave Dorn. This is Dave Doran after the game talking about the last play, and I will elaborate on it once you hear the soundbite.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the guys finding a way to win, and a hard-fought game, and ECU played really hard. I love the way that defense battled there at the end. It's great to have a goal line stand like that to win a football game.
Dave Doran hates transfer portal. Dave Doran hates NIL.
Oh, is Dave Doran done talking? I fell asleep. Sorry, Patrick. You woke me back up.
Dave Doran, don't steal my material. The gimmick infringement, bro.
Come on, Phil,
and
be original.
The other part of this is Dave Doran hates rev share. Dave Doran is built for football 15 years ago. He wants to run the ball and win with defense.
He wants to be
they hit, what was it, a 50-yard – Dabo's successful. It was a 50-yard play, wasn't it, when Bailey hit it, got it down to the 25-yard line? It was a 50-yard deal.
It was. Yeah.
And what does he start doing? He
There was
tells
like a
Roper,
weird
run the ball.
Yeah.
Run the ball.
There was like a really slow developing counter play. Then there was a quarterback power, and then there was a designed pass play with him getting outside the pocket, which he got sacked on.
Well, to give you some fan insight, as somebody who was there, like in the stands, NC State fans, it sucks to be the team that's like, clearly we're a little bit lesser than NC State right now, and that's fun. There's no problem with that. I'm not by any means dissing ECU, but
sure,
it obviously sucks to be the team that when NC State fans see that they had a competitive game with ECU, that they're calling for Dave Doran to be fired, and that was the sentiment in the stadium. If that makes sense, a lot of people wanted Dave Doran gone.
I think it's greater than the ECU thing. The ECU thing didn't help. The bowl game loss didn't help. If he'd have lost yesterday, it'd have been a lot of heat on him. I just think 13 years of.
I agree. I know where you're getting at.
That same script of we had, because they have some talent. They've had some talent.
Well, they got all the resources in the world. They should at least have an ACC title. And I mean,
I'm hearing they're
Clemson,
moving money over. I had a conversation with somebody. They're moving money over to basketball as fast as they can.
Good.
They
put them in
$10
Reynolds
million
too.
For basketball. Well, they should.
Yeah,
they should,
absolutely.
But they won't. All right. Are we doing 4 now? Here we go.
You're doing 4.
4.
All right, number 4. Let me get my script for this. I'm working off script here for this one. Yada, 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 yada. And here we go. UNC football coach Bill Belichick's girlfriend wants to trademark the term gold digger for a line of jewelry and keychains. The 24-year-old Jordan Hudson is 49 years younger than the former Patriot coach who's about to lead his first season in Chapel Hill. The trademark application was filed through TCE Rights Management, the company Belichick owns and Hudson manages.
She manages the money.
Is this awareness? Is this a trolling effort? Is that what this is? To call it gold digger? This is a troll, isn't it? It's a troll.
Hey, at least she knows
she's trolling.
Won, but,
how do you trademark the term gold digger?
I know. I feel like that's like
it's because you're trademarking it with because of what you're selling with the jewelry and keychains.
That's
so
like
no one else.
Ohio State trying to trademark the word "the," I mean, or
I don't know if it'll happen.
Can't wait to see her at the local vendor market in Chapel Hill.
She'll be at an
cheap jewelry,
an artisan shop.
Yeah,
peddling her goods.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, more than one type of goods,
Yeah. If she trademarks it, she'll get away with maybe gold digger jewelry specifically, but she can't trademark a word. I mean, it's a word. What are we going to start suing Kanye?
Well, that's what
I
think
made this song. Yeah, but still.
Hey, good for Belichick. What a piece there. I mean, obviously it's a financial agreement, Behind the scenes, they know what's going on. He knows what's going down, You got to pay to play, buddy. You got to pay to play.
Paying to play that game's illegal, Ben.
I was waiting and we got it. I was waiting and we got it. All right, number 5.
Oh, Micah Parsons was traded for 2 first-round picks. I couldn't remember what it was.
By the way.
To the Green Bay Packers.
They're tanking for Manning.
They ain't going 2-15 though.
I think the Saints are doing that.
Yeah, they're just going to start Spencer Rattler.
I think they're tanking for Manning. They're going to try to tank for Manning. That's what I think.
They cut
Didn't
my
he
boy
also say
Jalen
yesterday
Brooks.
in the middle of the afternoon we have a better roster than we did last year?
Yeah.
He's just gotten in the way. They're tanking for me. I guarantee you, this is like the NBA thing.
This ain't
where
like
Luka
Mark
was
Miller's
traded.
76ers.
This is like Luka was traded, and then the Mavericks get the top pick.
Oh,
That's
that
what
one,
this is.
okay.
This is
That-
some more,
that I can make-
this
I
is
thought you
some
meant, like,
more
the process.
shenanigans going on.
What's
this
even
is
more-
some more shenanigans.
What's even more bizarre to me is they were able to get a deal done with Green Bay, who's notoriously like very conservative. And they made like a
And doesn't
big,
spend any
like,
money.
superstar move like that. And they did spend money. I mean, they got the contract extension done like immediately afterwards, which is out of character for them. So good on them. But Jerry Jones being Jerry, are we surprised? No.
So good point, Ben. I agree. Patrick, I will agree with you if all of a sudden Dak is hurt in the first 3 weeks. If he has a phantom IR, now it could be phantom, like I said, it could be fake. Then if
Could be
it's
the
like
new
a
Panthers
concussion,
quarterback.
yeah, it's like a concussion that he's supposed to be out 2 weeks, and
P.
all of a
Billy
sudden
Bryce.
it's like Michael Orr and he's out the whole season. Maybe they're tanking for
Here. So, okay, they cut Renfro the other day. Speaking of the Panthers, I went
Made no
really
sense.
quick here. And it doesn't now because they traded Thielen. They basically rented Thielen for 2 years. Why would you make the trade and even give up some draft picks, although they were late round? I don't. But you don't keep Renfro. Don't you need a plucky upstart white receiver in that offense?
Absolutely, yeah. And we all get a little excited when he makes a catch. But, at the end of the day,
like Chris Hogan, who he never threw the ball to.
yeah, exactly. He's a lacrosse player now, by the way. Anyways, all of our starters on that team are 1 or 2 year guys. Like, you would need a veteran presence in there, I would think. And that just made absolutely no sense to me. Like, maybe there's something on the table where they can bring him back. But at this point, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Think, Ben, or Pilk, didn't we think when they released Renfro, okay, well, the Thielen deal's done.
I thought that 100%. But then when they traded Thielen, I thought, they'll bring Renfro back. They wanted to cut him instead of cut a young guy because there's less chance of him being picked up. But then they didn't bring him back. They signed some defensive guy from Vegas or something.
Don't even get me started on the defense. Don't even get me started on the defense.
Until we bring Frankie Louvu, Brian Burns, and Jeremy Chin back, I'm with you.
I mean, that defense wasn't really worth much anyways when they were there. So, I mean.
But they had starter pieces.
That's true,
And now they don't have a starter piece. I mean, you got Derek Brown, of course. But, okay, one guy.
Let's be real. Tepper's the GM, and he's a terrible GM. And
what this shows is if you're the owner, don't meddle in the personnel.
Yeah, I mean, this whole segment, Jerry Jones, David Tepper wants to be Jerry Jones light.
Right.
It doesn't work. It's never worked.
None of the other 30 teams are being bagged on right now because their owners sign paychecks and roll around in money and buzz off.
Absolutely.
Right. If you're Dave Dorn, don't meddle in the play calling. It's that simple.
Yeah. What a dork that guy is. What a lame. I hate that guy.
What a moment in time that you've made your triumphant return.
It's been like
to
2.5
Patrick
years,
Johnson
I believe.
show.
It's been a long time.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I want you to come back anytime you want.
I'll be back in
Anytime.
a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Book it.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Let's get him
I
on
do
in a
charge a
month.
fee. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But
Who are
maybe
you, Chris
some
Cook?
gold digger jewelry,
Lord.
Yes,
best
that's
I
what
can
it
do
is.
is beer and a pizza.
You want a gold digger keychain. Does anybody use keychains anymore?
No.
Is that a thing?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'd much rather get a magnet as a souvenir, than a keychain.
Yeah.
Magnet's
a
a
shot
good thing.
glass?
You get a magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah, shot glass. You can get too many of those though, where you don't use them.
No, you just get
space.
I have some friends. They've got a little display case on their wall, and it's only
Well, yeah, I understand.
And then you put 'em up. It's nice.
But then you eventually are going to run out of room in the display case.
Yeah, eventually.
I had
you
a lot
can
of
run
shot
out of rooms
glasses at one
on the
time,
refrigerator too for magnets.
No. You're not really. You're that's valuable real estate space. You just don't slap anything up there.
Yeah, you got to let everybody know when they're grabbing a beer out of your refrigerator where you've been.
True. Yeah, shut up, flex, baby. Cancun.
Ben, so good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's so good to be back. I love the show. Top fan on YouTube. I heard a State fan took my spot today, so I got to fix that.
What?
Yeah, a State
How'd that
fan
happen?
infiltrated Hoist the Colors. So, I'm going to have to fix that.
Oh, is that what happened there?
Yeah. That'll be easy.
Okay.
We're going to weed them out. We're going to take care of that.
Well, yeah. I mean, by now they're moved on.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to hear what Igo had to say. and
Yeah.
They've moved on. They don't. So you'll have no problem casting them aside. All right, we got to get to Andrew Bays. This is definitely going to be just a 3-segment show today, and this is fine by me as far as I'm concerned.
We're at like close to 30 minutes right now into this show.
Yeah, we are,
guys.
Yeah. No. This is fantastic. No, time is not tight. This is fine. This is good. We got a fan's perspective. Not the Pilk, PC Pilk. No. PG Pilk.
PR
we didn't get that perspective. We got PR Pilk. We got the real fans' perspective of what went down. And that Chris Cook maybe or maybe not was arrested. We don't know.
Wow. Now we're just
I cannot confirm nor deny. He's a public figure now. Philip, he might need to hire you for PR to write a statement.
Okay. Oh, get me right? He can hire I go to write.
Yeah, we don't need Pilkington writing anything. If you need math done, Pilkington's your guy. All right. Great to see you, Ben.
Yeah, great to be back. Love you guys. Love the show.
We love you, buddy. The great Ben Byram. Man, what a treat that was. All right, Andrew Bays when we come back here on the Get You to the Weekend edition of the Patrick Johnson Show.
It's time to soak up the savings at Greenville Toyota. Summer is here with hot deals on a great selection of new Toyotas, like a Corolla, $189 a month, or Tacoma, $279 a month. Soak up the savings at Greenville Toyota.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in Color and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville, we've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
The sun is out, and so are the deals at Greenville Toyota. Soak up the savings on a hot selection of new Toyotas, like a Camry, $229 a month, or RAV4, $289 a month. Soak up the savings at Greenville Toyota.
Beep, beep. Move over, Buttercup. We're back to the show.
They're back! And I love them!
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
All right, thanks for being with us here this afternoon. Patrick Johnson Show. Get you to the weekend, the Good Time edition. Great job last night by Andrew Bays, and now Bays will get dragged down twice today because he'll be on this segment here with me of my show, but then he's going to be on TV with me tonight calling Friday Night Rivals. So he goes from Zoki, the apex of all of this, and he has to slum it with me. My apologies to you, Andrew. My apologies.
It's an upgrade, Patrick. Upgrade.
Oh,
man.
Hey, I got to tell you something. We're sorry we're getting to you a little later than I told you, because our old producer B-Baby Byram, they surprised me and had Ben on. So, and he was at the game last night. So
Oh, nice.
it was just a great deal of fun. But anyway, it's awesome to have you on. Thank you for doing this. Always enjoy your work and enjoy you being a part of our program. So let's just off the jump get your thoughts that you've had about 20 hours to kind of 18 to 20 hours to sort of sort it all out in your mind, so to speak.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's some positive takeaways that we all saw as the game transpired. Obviously it did not start the way all of us thought it would start, with the offense going in such a hole. Those first 4 drives pretty much going backwards. Stalling out on that 5th drive and finally coming to life maybe halfway through the second quarter. The defense ahead of that game was my chief concern. I wasn't quite sure how the new 9 starters were going to adapt to Coach Aldridge's defense, but at the end of the day, I thought they did a really good job as that game unfolded. A lot of pressure was on our offense to produce, and kind of, it didn't seem like our defense was getting much of a break as the offense was stalling out early. But as soon as the offense was able to start, putting some first downs on the board and moving the yardage, giving the defense a little bit more time to rest on the sideline, things changed. And, Kate Hauser was able to finally get some things going. I don't know if it was part of the game plan. We saw a lot of wide receiver screens last night that we don't typically see in the John David Baker offense. I think that was just an extension of trying, since the running game could not get going, I think that was an extension of that, just trying to get something positive, moving it forward, whether it was a yard or 2 or whatever it might be. But, I will tell you, from the booth, if Kate Hauser could have gotten a bit more time, in some of those vertical routes earlier in the game, Anthony Smith was doing a number on their secondary. He ended up having a slew of catches. And I know Brock Spalding, was a big boost to that offense in the second half. Both those guys, played really, really well. And, I think Coach Dorn was feeling the pressure late in that one, as he got a little bit conservative on the play calling after they busted that big 50-yard reception, C.J. Bailey, down the middle, to kind of flip the keys of the car over to a freshman kicker that had missed the field goal earlier and ended up missing that field goal, gave the Pirates life. But I will tell you, Patrick, I don't know if you could pick it up from the broadcast on ESPN, but late in that game, the Pirate fans, Pirate faithful, really brought it and gave life to the Pirate sideline, where the players were on the field dancing and really feeling it at the end, where they were making that move to push to win.
I think the ACC network had turned the crowd gnats down at that point. I'm kidding. A lot of people giving my guy Wes Durham a lot of hell this morning. I thought Wes was fine. I mean, Wes is Wes. He knows where his bread is buttered. I thought whoever the analyst was, I didn't. He was weak. And anyway, we're not here to talk about that. That's for another time. The great Andrew Bays, who was outstanding last night on the network with Jim Zoki and David Horn and Philip and Igo and the whole 9, the A to the Z. Hey, Bays, here's my concern up front. That was very mano-a-mano. There was not a whole lot of. I mean, this was just, hey, line up, and the Pirates were getting beat. That's offensively. I mean, up front. That to me is a little concerning.
Yeah, no doubt. Jim and I talked about that off the air after the game. As far as where that NC State team stands in the ACC, as far as the P4 school, and what the defensive line struggles and offensive line, mainly the offensive line struggles against the NC State defensive line, like what that really tells us, in the grand scheme of things. And, at the end of the day, it's still early, right? So, the first game is there's a lot to be learned. There's a lot of new players, a lot of new faces. But yes, that was it, especially early on, and then later in the game, with that goal, really I call it a goal line stand because we needed a touchdown, even though all we needed to do was convert and get a first down there at the end. But we couldn't get anything going up the interior. Couldn't get anything going on the perimeter. I had made mention early in the game that NC State defense it seemed like they were playing with a lot of speed. Those two middle linebackers that they had, Sean Brown and Caden Fordham, both those guys were, all over the place with a lot of speed. And so even on the perimeters, they couldn't get anything. The Pirates couldn't get anything going, and their defensive line was super stout. So, to your point, yeah, it is alarming. Come away with that with 30 yards rushing, where mostly in that first half we were negative yards rushing. So it is concerning. It's not end all be all. Obviously, I think some of that could have been just being played. As far as game plan for the game,
right.
Just sometimes the game plan doesn't work. You know what I mean? And you can't. It's not like you can suddenly throw out the game plan and come up with a new one in a game like that. You got to stick with the game plan. So, I'm not overly worried about it. They were able to break some runs. That's what I was hopeful of last night. We saw it a lot last season where JDB would be pretty stubborn to try to get that run game going, and it would finally break in the third or fourth quarters of some pretty tight games. And I was holding out hope that was going to happen, but NC State was super stout. I'd made a comment. I felt like on a lot of those possessions that the NC State defense had our playbook. It looked like they knew our calls. They were predicting exactly what we were going to be doing. And, sometimes that happens.
Andrew Bayes joining us here on the Patrick Johnson Show. The tight end got involved a lot, the position. And I think that's a positive and something that maybe can be hopefully replicated week in and week out, because it seems like that's an area that maybe is a little underutilized.
Well, last night they had to get heavily involved, as far as by default. They had, because that state defense was so stout, they were going to have to have some short passing attacks. And J.C. Connor coming up with 2 catches, 98 yards with that long 79-yard touchdown. And, of course, Riles had 6 catches for 49 yards. That's what you want to see, to know that, we know that this offense has weapons throughout it. Brock Spalding, like I said, Brock Spalding, came up big in that second half. He was non-existent, and pretty much non-existent in the first half. Anthony Smith was doing his thing. We know Yannick Smith is a heck of an athlete. What I thought was going to be our biggest threat, Petaway, the Oklahoma transfer, they just could not get him going at all last night. So, that's one of those pieces that we really didn't see last night, but it's definitely in the barn. It's something that we are going to see in coming games. And to know that we've got 2 really good tight ends that, are able to not only catch the ball but get up the field, that's pretty exciting for this offense.
Defensively, as we said, now I asked Pilkey to do this at the beginning of the show. I'd love to get your take on it. The defense, I thought, especially the second half, played well. They were very aggressive, and were really flying around a little bit with a little bit more purpose. How much of that was aided by typical Dave Doran putting the brakes, putting the governor, if you will, on his offensive play caller? Or were the Pirates influencing that, or is it a little bit of both? What is your perspective on that?
No, I think that the interior defensive line and defensive ends were, even though they didn't fill up the stat sheet, I think that they were pretty disruptive. J.D. Lampley, tended to, even though C.J. Bailey completed 24 passes, I think that J.D. Lampley was very productive, between the tackles. He was getting home. He was disruptive. I think Preston Carr, even though, again, he didn't by the looks of his stats, he was way more productive than his stats reflect. There was a good rotation going, and the thing that stood out to me as a former player, watching a game like that, is that this team believes in Coach Harrell in what they're doing, and absolutely with John David Baker and with Coach Aldridge, you can see the belief in this team, and you can see the leadership of Blake Harrell when a game starts as miserable as that game started for the Pirates. And to be able to climb back in that environment under that pressure, I think it's more of a testament to the coaching. And so some of the things, we talk about the offensive line, we talk about the rushing attack, we're concerned about the defense. I think, all things being equal, I think that this coaching staff has earned, the trust of these players, and they're willing to run through a brick wall for these guys.
All right, let's evaluate the punter, the All-American. about 2 minutes, give me an evaluation of special teams, but especially the punt position.
Yeah, Ryan Levy. I thought he did a decent job.
He was great.
First night out there, and hey, he completed a pass, baby. I mean,
did you ever complete a pass? Did you ever complete a pass?
Heck yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yep. I was, and I might have even been. I'll tell you a quick story. I think I was a sophomore, and we had a play where I would come out on field goals. I was, quote unquote, the long field goal kicker. So Coach Logan loved fake punts and fake field goals and all that kind of stuff. We always had one ready to go. Well, there was a long field goal situation. I think it was against Duke, maybe at Dowdy Ficklin, and or Wake Forest. I can't quite remember. Anyway, the ball was snapped directly to me in the place kicking position, so it never went to the holder. It was snapped directly to me. My job was to roll out, and then there was multiple levels of receivers that I could hit towards the sideline. Well, this is my first pass in a game. Ball snapped to me. I roll out. It's Buck Collins, one of the great ECU tight ends, that's running a deep out. And so I get, pretty well almost to the sideline before I decide to throw it to Buck. I throw about a 22-yard completion to Buck Collins on the sideline. He toe drags it, completion. We get the first down. I'm high-fiving, celebrating like I, won the Super Bowl. I come to the sideline, and Buck Collins grabs my face mask and is actually mad at me because I didn't put it on him soon enough where he easily could have scored a touchdown. And sure enough, we go into film study the next day, and he was absolutely right. He was, from my viewpoint, I didn't feel like he was that open, but he was clearly open. And if I would have put it on him sooner, he would have walked in for a touchdown. So, for that was my completion. I got my very first completion in college football. I got scolded by Buck Collins.
Andrew, great to talk to you. Andrew Bays will be on Friday Night Rivals tonight with a plucky upstart named Patrick Johnson, Wake Forest, and Leesville Road. And you can watch it in the Raleigh market or on MyRDC's website or Facebook Live. All right, Bays, we'll see you a little later. Thank you for the time today.
I appreciate it, buddy. We'll see you tonight.
All right, the great Andrew Bays with us here. All right, we'll be back to wrap it up. We will have a show on Monday, though it's a holiday, and we'll also have Inside Pirate Athletics, so we'll get you set for all of that on the other side.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville, do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Alan, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout eastern North Carolina. You get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
And now, the stunning conclusion.
Why is everyone screaming?
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, what do we got, Pilk? About 2 minutes left in the program?
Yeah, buddy.
Boy, what a show it's been. I didn't even get everything I wanted to get to with Bays.
I know. We went a little long first segment. I'm sorry.
No,
but
it was so good. No.
Quiet.
You did a great job today by making me surprised, pleasantly so, that I've been in a long time. It was so nice to have Ben back. It really was. I consider that a victory today.
I know, he was like, I texted him 2 or 3 days ago, and he's like, sure be okay? I'm like, yes. First off, he said if there is a employee in the building that wants to join the 5-5, they can. I said, but if we bring you on, I said, it's going to make his whole weekend. He's going to be smiling till later.
Oh, I'm like, any tiredness I had, and I'm going to have, I've now been buoyed. My spirits have been buoyed.
There you go.
So good call there, Pilk. Good work there, buddy.
When he told me he was coming into town, I was like, oh, yeah, we got to do this.
Got to have him on. It's a gotcha situation. Just glad he and Cookie didn't wind up in the Wake County Detention Center. So
it wouldn't have been Ben's fault. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, did we say that out loud? Igo's doing a show Monday?
Yeah, normal Monday for 94.3 The Game.
Okay.
Yes. Igo,
normal,
Patrick,
thank you, Phil.
And then
yes,
Coach's show. Yeah, normal Monday.
Normal Monday for 94.3 The Game. We will. There won't be a holiday. Igo will be on at noon. We'll be here 5 from Tiebreakers and Bobby B. Bob. Oh, and then Inside Pirate Athletics from Tiebreakers, which is the reason why we're there. Otherwise, have a very safe and fun Labor Day weekend. And Campbell is on the clock for Ben Byram and Andrew Bays and Philip the Rep Pilkington. I'm Patrick Johnson. Have a great rest of your afternoon and Labor Day weekend.